I am your host, Lucas Tyndale. Super excited to be here with you guys. If you guys are watching us live or by replay, I want to welcome you into the broadcast. Stay tuned. We have a special episode with Chef Steve Baity. He's been on the Food Network multiple times. He's a Food Network champion. He's a Culinary Olympian, and he is now the founder, owner of Pop Secret Seasoning. We're going to talk about it today, talk about how you can purchase Pop Secret for yourself, for your family, for your friends. You got a cookout coming out. You got a dinner. You just need to cook because you need to cook dinner because we all need to cook dinner at some point. Whatever it is that you have going on, I want you guys to check out my guy, Steve Baity. And I want everybody to share the broadcast. I share the broadcast too, because what we do is we go live to Lucas Live Media. I don't always go live to my personal page because we want to get you guys over to Lucas Live Media. If you found us somewhere else, please go back and subscribe to Lucas Live Media on Facebook. Like it, and it will like and follow. All you got to do is hit like and go to our YouTube page, and please subscribe and hit that bell to make sure that you are being notified whenever we go live. Okay, you want to make sure that you guys do that to support the show. I really appreciate it. And I actually have a birthday coming up at the end of the week, and I'm gonna be letting you guys know how you guys can help me out for my birthday. It's gonna be really simple and really free, but it's coming up at the end of the week this week, and I'm gonna be letting you guys know what you guys can do for me to help support me and this show and everything that we have going on. I'm super excited. Say what's up when you come in if you can. I see my beautiful wife, Corinne Marie, is here. What's up? What's up? What's up? Corinne Tyndale, glad to have you here. Beautiful. Excited for the show. Yeah, Steve Baity is always an exciting time when Steve comes on the show to share what he has going on. And he has something new going on right now, and you guys may have seen it all over social media right now. I see so many people posting pictures of their Pop Secret recipes, what they're cooking with it, what they're doing. And then, of course, Steve is out here showing us all up. He making Pop Secret macaroni and cheese and stuff. I'm like, how you use seasoning like that in macaroni and cheese? You know, I thought the main seasoning was the cheese, and he's hooking it up at another level. So I'm super, super excited about it. Tamika Jones, my wonderful friend, glad to have you here. Thank you for being here today. Tamika knows I'm always happy to see Tamika. I always say I'm happy to see you happy. Just somebody who we know and love, good friend of me and my wife. So glad you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. Amanda Jean Dukes, all the way from vacation. Our producer is in the building, sort of. I mean, she's in the comments, but it's better than not being here at all. We appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here today. I know you're on vacation. It's all good. Before the show, I'm going through this with Steve, and I'm like, Steve, I know how to do this. I'm pretty sure. Like, I've done this many times before, but for some reason, I feel like I'm in Space Jam, like I done lost my powers. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm remembering. I know how to do this. I got it. Okay? Don't worry. I think I know. I see Steve is smiling backstage. I can see him. He's laughing because he's going to come on here and be like, he was totally lost. All of a sudden, he didn't know what he was doing. It was a total mess. So you guys make sure you share, text somebody, call somebody, tell somebody that they should tune in to see Chef Steve Baity. I'm sure he's sharing the broadcast as well, letting people know. So today we're going to be talking about in our education, motivation, liberation, one thing I want you guys to think about is being salt and light today. As we talk about Pop Secret Seasoning, I want you guys to think about what it means to be salt. What does it mean to be seasoning? What does it mean to season any situation that you come into? What does it mean to be salt and light, right? We're called to be salt and light, but we don't always know what that means. We don't always know how to do it. I challenge you guys to go in and make sure any environment you go into, any situation you go into, that you bring the flavor, you bring seasoning. Even if the seasoning is counter to what people are used to, bring the flavor that you know you're supposed to bring into any and every situation that you're supposed to be in. We are called to do that. Salt also does something else. It preserves, and hopefully we're preserving the things that are right. We're preserving the culture that is right, the things that are right. But it also not only preserves, it not only seasons, salt also melts ice, right? So it helps melt cold hearts. So be salt, be light, melt those cold hearts of the people out there. You know, we're about education, motivation, liberation. We want to educate you guys about what you can do, motivate you to do something with something new, and liberate you, set you free to be the great you. And liberation is the opportunity to be free. So we want to give you that here each and every day. Steve is also in the comments. I don't know what's going on. He's in the comments. He's on the show. He's all over the place. I don't know what's happening, but he's multi-talented. Shout out to him. Super excited about what we're going to do today. We also have some great sponsors that you guys are going to see, as you guys have seen before. Make sure you guys check out our sponsors. Don't just watch the commercials. Support these businesses. Everybody's always like, support small businesses, support business, right? But you don't always know who those businesses are. We have some great businesses We have landscaping companies, window tinting, car washing, a great company that I am a partner in, Success Epitomized, where we offer mental performance training for people personally and professionally. We work with businesses and corporations, but we also work with individuals to help them personally get their life, their schedule, all their things together. And this Sunday, we have a special free training for anybody that's interested. Now, today is July 7th, 2021. If you're watching this years later, I'm sorry. I'm sure this offering still exists, but it may not be free at this moment. But this Sunday, 10 a.m., we have a special free training, transforming our judgment and assessment is what it is. Transform my judgment and assessment. We're going to help people transform. How do you make good decisions with yourself, with your family, with your business? Sometimes we don't know how to judge things properly. We don't know how to make the right assessments. And people always say you shouldn't judge. That's not true. Of course you judge. You judge whether you should do business with people. You judge whether you should let your kids go out with those friends. You have to judge your kids' friends to make sure they're worthy. You have to judge the person you're in a relationship with to make sure it can work. Yes, you judge. You should judge. All right. They say only God can judge me. No, everybody's judging. And it's okay if you have the right judgments and assessments. So please reach out to me. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. I'd love to have some of you guys come join me. I'll be there, one of the facilitators as well. 10 a.m. this Sunday. We'd love to have you guys. It's virtual. It's easy. It's simple. It's Zoom. It's free. Hope you guys check it out. Chrysanta Marie, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you, my beautiful kitchen. Thank you. I know, I appreciate it. It's lovely, isn't it? It's a lovely green screen kitchen. Thank you so much. You know, I mean, don't mind this green screen, but it's beautiful, ain't it? Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Jill Thomas, my good friend Jill, what's up? Jill is out here looking for the cookbook. She like, when is the cookbook coming out, Steve? I think people have been asking for this for some time. He has seasoning. I got some of the seasoning right here with us, and I have this one. It's a little lighter. It's a little more empty. You can see through this one. Because, you know, it was the holiday and, you know, I was on the grill. So we lucky it's this much left. I was saving it to show y'all. So it's still here. If you guys have not gotten any of the Pop Secret seasoning and rubs, we're going to tell you guys how you guys can get that today. You gotta get it today. All right. You guys gotta get it today. Okay, good. Amanda's having show withdrawal. Glad to hear that. All right, good. She's not on vacation, never coming back. Glad she'll be back. Amanda and I are also going to be doing Lucas Live News. We tested it last week. We're going to be doing that more. It's going to be another opportunity for us to share good news, good stories from around town, around the community, positive people, positive businesses, positive things going on, give you guys insight. We're also looking to help you understand what jobs are available in our local area and a lot of other great things. So make sure you guys check that out. Queenie Bean, my good friend, welcome. So glad to have you. If you guys are looking for some waist trainers, check out Queenie Bean. She's in the waist trainer business. I think she also got some bands. She got some stuff. Trying to get on your fitness journey, but you're also trying to get your mind right, your heart right with God. Join her on her journey. Check her out. Okay. All right. That's it for intros. And we're going to jump to our intro video. Check this out. We're going to jump to a quick commercial. Check out our sponsors. And we will be right back on with Mr. Chef Steve Baity. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Lucas Live.
Lucas Live Media is ready to share our live streaming secret with you. We use Restream. Restream is a go-to live streaming solution that helps you produce engaging, high-quality live content and maximize your audience reach. With Restream, you can launch and demonstrate new products in real time, drive flash sales and promotional offers, and host interviews, Q&As, and talk shows or podcasts. You can chat with your audience in real time with Restream. For more information and all that Restream has to offer, go to Restream.io. That's Restream.io, and be sure to message Lucas Live Media for our special referral code.
The sun is out and it's the perfect time to start preparing your lawn. Spending time outside with family is a must this year, so that means more upkeep for your yard. Let LNG's Landscaping take care of or renovate your lawn. While they specialize in larger lawn care, you can see a full description of services by visiting their Facebook page at LNG's Landscaping or message them to book an appointment or to get a free estimate. Don't wait. Book with LNG's Landscaping today. All right, everybody, we're back with the one and only Mr. Steve Baity. How you feeling today, my man?
What's going on, boss? How you doing, man? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing great. You're so funny. You're all calm and relaxed. We be laughing before the show and acting up. You be acting up backstage and you be like, "What's up, boss? Just glad to be here. Say what's up to the people." So glad to have you, man. What's going on, man? You got a lot going on. How you been feeling lately? It's been a lot of fun stuff coming your way.
I think sometimes our happiness is a choice, but joy comes through acts. So I think, it's all about putting in that work, and nothing changes if nothing changes. So I'm good.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So you got on the Stephen C. Baity shirt, always representing, always showing love. So tell us what is the Stephen C. Baity whole deal about? You just repping your own name. You're just trying to show people what's going on. What's it all about?
So I think they actually forget that I'm a junior, that I'm actually named after my father.
Right.
So a lot of people think I'm real arrogant because they see is the Stephen C. Beatty, and they're like, this guy wears his name on himself,
Literally.
like literally. But people don't realize that 4 years ago that my father made his transition, and obviously I still have graffiti carving, which is obviously a major part of my culinary identity. But I definitely wanted to push my father's legacy, being Stephen Baity Jr. So with that being said, is that I definitely just wanted to make sure that the world knew who Pops was. So that's what it's about.
I love it. And we had some great opportunities to talk last year. You were a guest on Lucas Live multiple times. You did live cooking,
Hmm.
really cool stuff we tested out. And I want to thank you for being such a supporter of my show and everything I've been doing. I always joke you're one of those people behind the scenes. You call me, you check on me, you let me
Hmm.
know what you're thinking about the show and what's going on, and it matters. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people doing things. A lot of times people always talk about the hate they're getting, like nobody supports anybody. But I always say, like, I don't find it to be true. Like, I know so many great people. There's great people here now. Adriana, Queenie, Amanda, my wife, everybody, Tamika. So many people here who always show love and always support. And I know there's more watching and watching by replay who always show love. So for you, what's your feeling on giving and receiving love at a time where you're trying to build your business and your brand? Why do you take the time out to show love to other people?
So it simply is we have two main um, abilities on this earth, and whether we want to accept it or not, is that either we're planting seeds or we're watering seeds,
Mm,
and then God gives the increase.
right,
Oftentimes, we think that we're responsible for putting people on,
right.
but the reality is that either you're going to find some seeds that someone else has planted and you're going to water them, you're going to help them grow and cultivate, or you're going to find someone that needs a little bit of assistance, needs some encouragement, or whatever the case might be, and you're going to plant some seeds in their lives. So I think when it comes to that, that's just kind of has been my approach since day one.
I love it. I mean, that's so important, and I think a lot of people miss that opportunity. They don't realize when you water other people's seeds and when you're planting seeds and when you're giving good things are coming back to you. And you've had some
Hmm.
cool things coming back your way here lately. Let's jump into talking about Pop's Secret a little bit. I mean, like I said, I got a little bit left here. Me and Alec was messing around the other day. We was you know, just sampling it. I have a lot of stuff in my cabinet, right?
Yeah,
But nothing smells like this. Is the word aromatic? Is that the right word? Nothing is as
aromatic.
aromatic. I'm like a
Yeah,
romantic. He's like, nah, brother. It ain't about being a romantic. It's aromatic. Is that what you said? Aromatic as this.
yes,
So
correct.
let's talk a little bit about the story, and I want us to come back to this as well. But just to give people a little bit of an idea, because we're gonna talk about. Shout out to Ebony Wood. She said the secret is out. I see her
Yeah.
out there. She's supporting and showing love, right?
It's a great story, and one of the things that I need to say is that people have frowned upon getting help when it comes to therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And so when people don't realize is that me and my dad was walking out of the hospital from doing a routine check, and I went to go get the car, and in the midst of me walking away, my father dropped.
Wow.
And so I was like, it messed me up. And if anyone knows how I feel about Pops, that's my guy.
Right.
And so, like, for years, I just couldn't get over it, and I thought by rebranding myself, that would do it. But then, Father's Day was coming up, and I was just reflecting on some of our great times. And one of the things that came up was what my earliest memories of me and my father in the kitchen is he was seasoning. And I
Mm.
asked him, what was in that seasoning? And he was like, it's a secret. And that always stuck with me.
Wow.
That how he just said, "Hey, it's a secret." And I've been making a runoffs of my pops' seasoning for years, but it wasn't until I wanted to honor him for Father's Day, which was a few weeks ago, that I really tweaked it and took it to the next level.
So Pop's secret is really Pop's secret. Like you
Yeah.
really are coming out with Pop. I think for those of us who know you and are closer to you, we know what your father meant to you. We know why you wear the shirts and the hats, and the Stephen C. Baity is about your dad. It's representing your dad. But Pop's secret, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't realize this was really us getting a chance to tap into something that means so much to you. All right, so let's talk a little bit about how in the world does a person go about making seasoning, my man? I don't know how to cut anything up this fine or refine. I don't know what this is. If I made seasoning, it would be like I'm gonna throw some Lari salt in with a little accent, with a little, some other seasonings or somebody else's. I'm gonna shake it up and put it in the box. Me and you
Yeah.
talked about this. You in the kitchen weighing stuff out like some kind of chef drug dealer or something. You in there really doing it, my man. What's going on? How do you go about making a seasoning?
All right. So one of the approaches is that you got to remember I've been in contract management over 20 years. So
Mm,
in contract management, it's all about how do you provide a service that no matter where you are in the country, that is going to be consistent across the board.
mm-hmm.
And the metrics that I've always employed is trying to be consistent. And what are those tools that you could put in place? And so what I've done my personal life is the same thing I do every day in my professional life.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was developing Pops the Secret, literally I measure things out to the gram. Literally, I measure them out to the ounce. So whenever the person from the ninth batch, they have the same experience from the first batch. So it's not like, oh, I think I got a cup, or because it's not precise. You
That
know what
sounds
I
like my
mean?
mom's
Like,
secret right there. That's not right. That's not precise at all. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So definitely, when I was plussing and minusing it, it was definitely about making sure that it was going to be to exact measurement every single batch.
That's quality control is important in any business. But
Mhm.
definitely when it comes to something like this, and we're going to talk more about how you came up with the flavors, what flavors are available, and where people can purchase this. You guys make sure you guys stay tuned, and let's talk about this a little bit more. But Steve, I want to talk a little bit more as we continue to think about coming out of COVID. I've had the opportunity the last few days. I got to do an interview on Z1079 with Ro Digga, a well-known DJ, and then today on 93.1 with Sam Silk, another well-known DJ, and I was talking about a training that I created called the Post-Pandemic Playbook. And in this training, I'm helping individuals and businesses understand that we need to reflect on what happened, but it's time to revise and revive some things. There's some things we need to revise how we do it, and we need to revive some things that we used to do that we stopped doing because of the pandemic. And it's time to get started again. And we have to bring some of these things back to life with respect to the fact that people are still getting ill and all those things. No disrespect to the safety precautions that need to be taken, but to say it is time to start living. Let's talk about COVID for you. When did you go to the Culinary Olympics in Germany? Was
That
that
was
2020?
February 2020.
February 2020, right before the world shuts down, right?
Right.
You go to the Culinary Olympics. So what has your journey been like? And you guys feel free, if you guys have any questions for Steve, please feel free to put them in the comments. We will check them out. We'll ask Steve. Ask Steve. Not Steve Harvey, but we'll ask Steve, Beatty. So what has life been like as a chef, right? People aren't coming out to events and going to big banquets and looking for graffiti carving events and all of this, right? What was it like for you?
It
Personally
was
and professionally, if you don't mind sharing.
so you it that was one of the hardest things that I professionally that I had to endure because um literally everything quit. Like the
Right.
ability to drum up business, to provide, any dreams, any plans, like immediately stopped. But also, it gave me a chance to reflect. Like I always say that, like I became a better father. Like I never realized what my kids was watching. Like, cause
Mm,
they're so busy or whatever, and it just you put stuff over there, and you're like, hey, watch this and leave me
right,
alone.
right.
But actually got a chance to sit and watch cartoons with them, and I got a chance to get on the floor and play with them, and I got a chance to do a lot of things as a father that being busy didn't allow me to be.
Being busy. Hold on, wait. We got to catch that. Somebody take a note. Being busy didn't allow me to be, and I think that's a big
Mhm.
statement. It didn't allow most of us to be like it says, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still and know how powerful God is. Be still and know how powerful we are. Be still. But all of it starts with being still, standing still, and
Mhm.
so many people never stand still long enough to see God work, to hear God's voice. People are like, I don't know if God talks to me. I don't hear him. I went to church and
Mhm.
we was listening to loud music and clapping, and I don't know if he talked to me. Like, you wasn't being still. You was in there,
Right.
having a good time, and that's fine. But that wasn't your moment of impartation. That wasn't the moment where you really heard from God. Or our children could hear from us as their father, or we could hear from our children and our family and our friends. So you said it gave you a chance to being still, gave you a chance to be even a better
Mhm.
father in that moment.
I think sometimes we confuse roles and gender roles. And so a lot of times we look at the man that he should be the provider and he should make the
Mhm.
money and this, that, and the other. But oftentimes I think men, we missed out on those intimate moments with our children where we get a chance to actually emotionally connect
Yeah.
because we're so busy providing. And so that's what it allowed me to do during COVID because you got to remember, since 2015, when I made my first debut on the Food Network, life has been insane.
Right.
And so nonstop flights and flights and flights and hotels and flights and demos and shows. It's just been nonstop. And so this gave me a chance to actually sit down and connect with the kids a lot more.
That's beautiful. I mean, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. And it doesn't happen to everybody. You're a very talented and gifted person. And you're able to fly around and do some things that are interesting. I know everybody who's been on the Food Network isn't necessarily able to take that into something else. And you've taken it many different directions. And I know you're only getting started with that. And we've talked about this on previous episodes, but let's talk a little bit about the Food Network experience. For some of us out there, there's some aspiring chefs out there who's like, I could be on one of those shows. I could do some things. What's it
Mhm.
like, kind of behind the scenes? Is it really go, go, go? We're watching it as though it's one smooth segment. We don't watch it as though it's an actual show. What's life like behind the scenes of a Food Network show?
You're definitely in the studio at least, 14 to 16 hours a day. And it
Wow.
doesn't mean that you're shooting straight, but um, they have a brand integrity that they're out to protect. And when I say that, is that the lighting has to be right, the sound has to be right,
Mhm.
just whatever is in the background has to be right. And if it's not correct and to their expectations, and they're going to cut one moment, they reposition, they readjust. All right, get back to doing what you were doing. So they're
Mm,
very, very intentional on what you see on television. It's not an accident.
that's
And so,
deep.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
real. It's not just because it's a cooking show doesn't mean they're not making sure that this thing doesn't come out a certain way. Because they know what the audience wants and they want to make sure they're giving them a good product.
But what I tell people, if you want to do television, you got to learn the ability to multitask. And what I mean is that, um, no disrespect, but the Food Network isn't completely all about your talent and your ability to be a chef
Okay.
or to your ability to be an artist. They also want your ability to engage. They want you to have a personality. They don't want you just staring down at the cutting board all the time. And
Never talking to anybody, right?
right, right. So they're also there for the entertainment value. So you learn a lot about yourself and the ability to get in front of a crowd and interact, and and once again to present on a high level, and at the same time having a camera in front of your face. So it's a great experience from that showman standpoint.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. And it is really cool. And Steve, I want to talk about and my good friend Shamar. Shout out to Shamar Latanja, good friend from Connecticut here with us. She said, I absolutely love when men are transparent about their journey. It's incredibly powerful and needed. It is incredibly powerful and needed, and too often men don't. And it's really funny to me, Steve, and I want you to talk to us about the multiple sides of Steve Baity, right? You are such an interesting person. You'll call and just encourage. You'll call and just laugh. You do have personality. And what made me ask this question was when we think about the Food Network, you have this calm demeanor, and you also have a big personality as well. You can command a room, you can entertain. You have a broad vocabulary, well spoken, just this guy, this dynamic, entertaining. Like you're more than just somebody who can cook. Because there's a lot of good people who can cook who never come out of the kitchen. They never see the light of day, right? And I'm sure you've seen those people. You're like, you're amazing, right? But you're like, but they don't have the personality where they ever go forward. How do you tell us about yourself? Like, where did this come from? Who are you? If you could just think about it for a second, because I know I have many. I think we all have multiple personas, and that's
Mhm.
okay because we need to be different people at different times, right? Tell us about the personas of Steve Baity.
So I think that naturally, believe it or not, when I tell people I'm shy, they go, "Yeah, right."
Mm,
But I can literally be in a room of people and I won't speak. Like I'm real recluse. I mind my business and I drink water. Um,
wow.
but if I'm in a room full of people that I know, I'm definitely a little bit more entertaining and engaging. But one thing that I found out is that more than anything of food wise is that people they want to be entertained and they're there
Yeah.
for the experience. All right.
Yep.
And so I learned very quickly that if you want to have an experience with me, is that it's going to be on a lot of different levels. And
Mm.
so I learned the art of that very quickly, and I learned that from my father. Like
Wow.
Pops had swag. Like
Okay. Okay.
Pops had drip. Pops was like
Wow.
he was just he knew how to capture an audience. But
Hmm.
at the same time, I growing up in the church, I learned and I saw very quickly what it looked like when you run the program correctly and the outcome of it.
Hmm.
And so I think that all that combined, and I think going through the journey of having knowing what it has to be without, and also knowing what it's like to be an abundant
Hmm.
living, and also in my career, I think I've learned to appreciate the journey and also encourage people along the way.
That's wonderful to hear about your father and him continuing to impact you and what you learned about that and how to be that. And it is really funny that you're shy. I mean, I say funny because I don't know that. I mean I don't know that person, right? Like I mean I know that
Mhm.
person, but I don't experience that person. But we're often having one-on-one conversations, calls. We talk about business, life, family.
Mhm.
Actually today you were going to be here in studio, and I apologize to everybody who saw the post or I said live in studio. Steve wasn't able to make it here to Ohio. He lives in North Carolina, South Carolina. He lives in a Carolina. I never remember which one. North Carolina,
South. You
South
always say no.
Carolina. Oh, right. He lives in South Carolina. He hasn't invited me down. That's why I don't know. He lives in South Carolina, and his son had jujitsu. Is that
Yep.
right? He
Yep.
had something, and Steve is a busy guy, but he made a promise to his son that he would be there for his event. And you had been in Florida. And so instead of going from Florida back to South Carolina for the thing and then trying to fly up to Ohio, you didn't. All good. We talked last night, and I'm all
Mhm.
about the family anyway, so I'm like, it's all good. We can make it work. But let's
Mhm.
talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about your obligations or your desire to be there as a father after having such an influential father. To all the men out there and to all the ladies who want to hear from a man who says, being a father is important to me, because I know it is important to you. What does it look like now to carry on the legacy of your father as a father?
So I think that one thing I learned very quickly about being a father is that it's not about money spent, it's not about status, it's not about any of that, about creed or whatever. Is that my impact on my legacy is going to be based upon my ability for my children to say, my father was an amazing chef, but he played Barbies. My dad was an amazing chef, but my dad played Army Man, and he we played Nintendo together, and we did all this stuff. We went on walks and we went to the playground because at the end of the day, the children think that the Food Network stuff is cool, and they love when they see Daddy in the newspaper, and they'll
Right.
that it's a really short blurb. They'll go, "Oh, Dad is famous," but then they'll talk more about the times that we go to the beach. They'll talk
Mm-hmm.
more about times that we go to the park. They'll talk about us going laser tagging, about going to get ice cream. And I think if you're not careful, that we get caught up in once again the providing for our children as
Mm-hmm.
men, and we or buying gifts
Right.
or the latest shoes, or trying to give our children everything that we didn't have growing
Yes.
up, and we try to make up for that, and we think that will substitute that ability to have relationship and engage them. It is not. One of the things that I had to come to terms with is when my 10-year-old son asked me, he's like, "Dad, why are you so busy?"
Mm,
And I was like, "Well, I'm trying to take care of you, and I got this, that, and the other." And
right.
but he didn't get the fact that I'm doing stuff to provide, but he wanted relationship more than anything else. And so that was a huge wake up call when my son asked me that question, even to the point that he was asking, "Hey, can I just go with you to spend time? Like, how
Mm,
does this work?"
right.
He just doesn't get it. And so I've been very intentional about the time that I spend. It's important.
I love it. I love it. And what you're saying is resonating with everybody here today. Carolyn Hayes, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much for your participation as well. We thank you guys. We invite you guys to participate in the chat, in the comments. You don't have to if you're busy, if you're driving, but we do appreciate it. We welcome it and we thank you for it. And we thank you for your questions. I know we had a question earlier about a spicy seasoning. We're not going to answer this just yet. Chrysanta Marie said, when are you going to make a spicy seasoning? We're going to ask that question right after this commercial break. You guys stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, the process can be stressful. Why not have an expert help you take the guesswork out? Brianna Lehman, realtor at Keller Williams Legacy Group, treats all of her clients as if they're her only one. She works diligently to ensure that every real estate transaction is stress-free and pleasant. She builds lasting relationships with her clients because her job does not end when the deal does. Contact Brianna today to discuss your buying or selling options at 330-265-9079.
In Epitomize University, you will learn the perfect strategy for success based on spiritual principles. Spiritual psychologist Dr. Anthony Rodman will be your instructor in a live virtual classroom. For just $100 a month, you can join Epitomize University and learn the perfect process to creating generational wealth. Enroll today and take the first step of completely changing your life by signing up at successepitomize.com/epitomized university. Are you looking to give your vehicle a luxury upgrade? Look no further, we have just the right touch. Flawless Touch Window Tinting has professional technicians who will enhance the appearance of your vehicle through window tinting, auto detailing, or audio installation while maintaining the integrity of your vehicle. To inquire or schedule your appointment, call or text 234-410-6857. Flawless Touch Window Tinting, professional installation with affordable pricing.
All right, and we're back. Thank you guys for staying with us. We appreciate it. Make sure you guys check out those great sponsors and those great businesses. There may be something on there that you saw that you could use. You needed a realtor. You want to get your windows tinted, or you're looking for some personal, professional development. Again, my work with Success Epitomized, not only has it worked for me, I also work with them, and so does my wife. If you're looking to help get yourself, get your schedule together, your family together, your influence, your business. There's so many trainings that we offer through Success Epitomized. I'd love for you guys to check us out at successepitomize.com/Lucas Tyndale, and you can come directly to me and we can talk about how we can work together and get some things done, or successepitomize.com/Corinne Tyndale if you'd rather work with her because she's so pretty. That's cool. That's cool. I understand that too. So we were talking a little bit about being a father, and I love that story. So let's rewind though. Before you went back to South Carolina to see your son in his jiu-jitsu, you were down in Florida recently this past week. Can you talk to us a little bit about what was going on down in the great state of Florida?
You know, my good friend of mine, Jarvis Hall, who he owns Laura Lux Grill, which is a high-end grill company, is that I simply went down there to support him. Like, it had absolutely nothing to do with me. I was going to have a byproduct of being able to share and sell some of my seasonings and different
Right.
things of that nature. But ultimately, I was there to support him. And that's what I did for 2 days straight. Literally was in the kitchen cooking for about 16 hours per day. And one day we served over 500 people. And, another day, was a few hundred. But literally I was there just to assist my boy. And I think that my quote unquote star power, and brand alignment, I would just literally sowing seeds, watering seeds. Like
Wow.
literally, I had nothing to do with me. but I went down there to support my man's. And so, but we had a great time, and and the world went crazy because I was able to share Pop Secret.
That's awesome. I had a pleasure of meeting Jarvis as well this past year. Great guy. Those custom grills are phenomenal. We're not talking about
Yeah.
grills in your mouth. We're talking about grills, like barbecue grills.
Yes.
He got
Yes.
going on down there in Florida.
Yes.
Amazing business. You went down there and partnered with him and did some things. And you sold some Pop Secret. Now I got another seasoning. Let's see what I got here. I told you I had it over the grill so hot and I was holding it so tight. I done rubbed off the Pop Secret. I done put my name on it like it's mine. But anyway, so my kids think I'm fancy. But I got the original
And you got the
Pop
lemon pepper.
Secret. I got the original and I got the lemon pepper. Yes. So,
Yes.
tell us about the different flavors that are currently available, and we are going to answer the question about whether a spicy seasoning may be in your future.
Yeah.
The original. What in the world? Original what? Like, what is in here? What? I mean, maybe you can't tell us the whole secret, but
Yeah.
what can somebody expect? What would you use this on?
So that's I always say that's the baseline. That's the foundation. So
Okay.
that's not saying that's the only spice or seasoning you ever want to use, but definitely if you're at a loss and you want to introduce some flavor and you wanted to just kind of go. What's up, Chef Marcus? That is my guy.
Shout out to
Yo,
Marcus Tate. What's up, Chef? We got to
yo,
get you on here. I feel like we say that every year.
yes.
Chef, we need to do some stuff.
Yes, Tate, man, that is my guy. That's a, even you talk about star power. This guy is cooking for some amazing celebrities,
Wow.
and he's doing some great, great stuff. But you know what? Every time I reach out to him, or he responds.
That's
Like
amazing.
the guy is not the ego hasn't super exceeded his personality and the big grass and ground roots. I love it. But
Love it. Shout out to Marcus Tate. Check out Chef Tate if you guys aren't following him. Follow him, check him out, and see the great work he's doing as well.
Yeah, but so that the OG is just that the Pop Secret is just entry level, and
Right.
so my whole approach to every single seasoning is that we're doing the old school French approach, and that means that there's 5 mother sauces, and that's what we do when it comes to Pop's Secret. That every other seasoning is based off of the Pop's OG seasoning. All right.
Okay.
And then you move on to the lemon pepper herb. Now the lemon pepper herb is extremely refreshing. It's
Mm-hmm.
great with any kind of protein. But I tell people when it comes to meal prepping and
Woo.
also when it comes to being a vegetarian or vegan, and this is just it pops, it illuminates, and it also brings just like that. Hello, give me
Yes.
my money. All
Hello.
right.
Give me my money. I like that. I like that.
All right, and then you got the barbecue. So the great thing about the barbecue is that it has some smoke, it has some character, it has some earth, and it has some great balance of salt and sweet to it. And then it has the ability that whenever you grill or you put any kind of temperature on it, that it caramelizes and it melts and it bubbles extremely well. All right,
Mm.
and then you got the final piece, which is First Love. First Love is dedicated to my mother, Christine Baity, and so when you look at First Love, it's salt and pepper, but which is the first love of the culinary kitchen. But
Wow.
it's just not salt and pepper. It's Himalayan pink sea salt, and it's not fine pepper, and it's not coarse pepper. But I have the pepper ground to a certain degree that it's not too abrasive, but yet it's going to introduce that spice that you need in that heat. But the Himalayan sea
Mm.
salt is designed to be added at the end. All right, it's not
Okay.
designed to be at the beginning. So let's say you get at the end of your dish, and you're like, I need a little bit more salt and pepper.
Yeah.
That's what it's for, because this Himalayan sea salt melts on the palate. It's a whole science to it. So the whole
Woo.
package goes together.
Man, my foodies out here. Adriana, I know you out here now. My girl Adriana, she ain't playing. Adriana will show up for some food. She'll show up at people's restaurant. Adriana, you got to check out this Pop Secret. We got to get this in the next edition. She also does an ad book here locally, but she supports a lot of local businesses. A lot of local businesses support her by purchasing some ad space in her book. We got to get it in there because everybody around here is checking it out, and she'll definitely show some love. She don't play around. So people are asking, before we get too late in the show, I want to make sure we call this out a few times. If somebody's interested in purchasing, we have somebody here. Carolyn Hayes is here showing a lot of love. She said, I need that seasoning. So if somebody needs that seasoning, like my friend here, Carolyn, how might they go about getting it?
So I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. All
Perfect.
right. So then everyone can kind of copy and paste off of that. But It's actually if you Google my name, Stephen C. Baity, Google recognizes it, and it's in the Etsy store.
Awesome.
Um, but and there's a link. It takes all forms of payment and fully insured, does tracking for everyone. So it lets you know as soon as the order is fulfilled. It lets you know that when it's on its way, just everything. So I just went ahead and dropped a link in the chat just now for everyone, so you guys can go
Perfect.
ahead and click on that and order. Yep.
You guys check that out. Now, if I threw it up there on the screen, you can't click it right there, but go into the chat, especially here on Facebook. You guys can click that link. We'll make sure if anybody's interested, again, follow him, subscribe, like it. He said, Google me. Shout out to Marcus. He said, Google me, man. Check me out. Don't be afraid to Google somebody. You're Googling everybody else. Google somebody you see, show some love for
Yeah.
Chef Steve Baity here.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, and you by nature, I'm not one to brag on myself. Like anyone who knows me knows my heart. I am not one to talk about myself.
Uh-huh.
But I've learned that you got to put some respect on your own name,
Wow.
and so you can't make yourself small so someone else doesn't choke on you. I say choke.
Woo.
All
That's
right.
big.
So yeah, and so I've had to, simply tell some people, and I'm not going to mix words with anyone, but I'll look at them and say, Google me. That's
Yeah.
literally my argument. When
Right.
we're going back and forth and whatever, and I'm not about to do this with you. Just Google me, and you'll
Right.
find out who I am.
Right. I like that. You can't be afraid to speak up for yourself, represent what you have done and shine, not be afraid to shine and add that seasoning. You're like, I've been seasoning things for a minute. All right. I bring it to the Food Network. I bring it to my family and friends, and I bring it with all the love in the world. But if you have a problem or want to argue with me, you can look it up. I don't have to come in my own witness. Just Google
Yeah.
me. They'll tell you they'll tell you where I'm from. They'll tell you what I've done. So I like that. Check it out. And I love that you said don't play small. Now, you're doing some things to build your brand and to grow. And you're not allowing yourself to just sit at the level. Steve Baity's been on Food Network before. Steve Baity went to the Culinary Olympics. Steve Baity can cut up a mean melon. If y'all have not seen his graffiti carving, make sure you guys follow him, friend request, and do something. Go subscribe and follow his stuff because he can chop up a watermelon, any kind of melon, fruits, all kinds of stuff, vegetable. I don't even know, man. And I always joke that your stuff looks so good, I wouldn't even know how to eat it. Like even your cheese trays and stuff look so
Yeah.
phenomenal. How did you bring art into the culinary space? Because you're not just a culinarian, you are truly an artist. How did that marriage happen for you?
So I like money.
Okay. Getting straight to it. Money is where it's at. Okay.
I like money. So everyone is cooking chicken, everyone's cooking beef, pork, everyone is doing potatoes or whatever, and that's a good inside joke.
Okay. You doing that, man. All right, good. Somebody did. Gotcha.
But at the end of the day, people will pay for quality. Number one. The second thing, before you can actually get to people and tell them about your quality, is that your eyes, the gateway to your soul. People they have to see it.
Yeah.
All right. And I learned very quickly is that if I want to get paid and be able to take care of my family, is that my food has to look sexy, has to look attractive.
Okay.
But not only that, but it's going to have to be an experience. It's not enough for the food to be good.
Mm.
People go to these backyard, they go to these rundown shacks because the food is
It's good. Yes.
All right, it
Yes.
really is. But then they go other places like a Ruth Chris,
Right.
or they go to all these other fancy restaurants because of the experience.
Right.
All right. And so I found a way is that if you could marry the three of it looking good and having the experience and tasting, well, is that people will pay you.
Mm.
All right. But with that being said, is that you can't expect people to pay you and to support you if you're not willing to invest in yourself. And so when you look at the
True.
brand, there's a lot of continuity, there's a lot of edge to it, and there's also a lot of it being present. And what I mean is a lot of it being present is that it's not dated. I don't stay in 2015 when I was on the Food Network. Whatever your brand is, it has to be progressive, and you have to continue to sow seeds in it because that's what's going to bring people back.
That's so important for people to realize. People are not investing in their business. And one of the things we talk about at Success Epitomized is people are like stealing from their baby. it's like your business is a child that needs you to feed it. And instead, people are taking money from their baby so fast. Baby ain't got a chance to crawl or walk or grow. And they're already siphoning so much out of it instead of putting more back into it, and
Mhm.
taking that and working on. I know you're working on branding. You're working on things down to the sticker, down to the sizes. You're getting ready. You shared with me that, this wasn't exactly to do a whole cookout size right here. You're like, that wasn't meant for that, because I almost used all of it. And you said you're
Mhm.
coming out with some different sizes. So let's answer the question, and then let's go forward with where you see this going. Again, Chrysanta Marie asked, when are you going to make a spicy seasoning? Is that something you see coming in the near future, or even in the distant future?
So a couple of things. I think that thank you for bringing that question up, Chrysanta, because she's made that request several times, and it's amazing that she's even made it on the public platform. But
Right.
it's one of those things that I think if you're going to do anything, you got to do it right. All right. And so I'm very intentional about anything that I do. So a lot of trial and error, and I have to be able to have that recipe down to, once again, a gram and an ounce. And the
Okay.
thing about it is that I have to source the correct products too, because
True.
I want it. The worst thing is that you get something and it's completely spicy and you can't taste anything. It's just fire in your mouth and you can't enjoy anything else. And so
Right.
it has to be an umami effect. That's what the Japanese call it. Has to be an umami effect.
What does that
Whenever
mean?
so
Well,
umami is
let me guess first. Umami sound like umami. That was delicious. Umami, you hooked that up. Mommy done throwed it. Umami was throwing down in the kitchen. Umami. Okay, but I'm guessing Japanese. That's not what they meant. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
so,
Go ahead.
so umami is simply described as what makes your mouth water. All right.
Mm,
And so what you have to create that environment that whatever you're cooking, whatever you're making, or whatever you're serving makes your mouth water. That you're this the anticipation,
mm.
to have it.
Yes.
It's the dog that wags its tail
Right.
uncontrollably. Is that you want the seasoning to have that effect that I can't wait to put Pops' secret on whatever I'm
Yes.
eating. All right. And then you're going to have obviously the sour, the sweet, and all those kind of things that your taste buds do. But until then, you want to have that umami effect that I can't wait to get this. All right. So
Mm.
that is definitely on the line. But also, I think that for the folks who are enjoying the branding of the seasoning, it's important to once again to reintroduce those kind of icebreakers. So that will
Right.
be one coming out soon.
Okay. So stay tuned, everybody. It's coming soon. Something spicy for those that like a little spice. It is coming soon. So let's talk again. You shared a little bit about the full package, and I don't want people to lose that. And I know everybody doesn't have to buy the full package, but when we talk about
Mhm.
what's available, even on the website, and what people can get into, and kind of how you recommend it, let's walk through the options again. I have a couple here, but there's more. So let's just again reintroduce everybody to those.
So obviously, I tell people if you're not going to buy anything, get the Pop Secret original, the OG.
Right.
Uh, that's the star, and that is Robert Thompson. He cooked with it for the first time the other night, and he called me. He says I need to have a T-shirt made that says "Pop Secret saved my marriage" because the food was that good.
It was life changing, literally, right?
Um,
That's
but
hilarious.
the original is once again is that real nice entry level that is going to make a traumatic difference in like the outcome of literally what you're making. It just
Right.
the flavors are there, and then I say specialized. Then you go into the lemon pepper, which obviously, like I said, has those citrus notes and has some earth, has some sweet, and some great aromatics. And then obviously the barbecue, if you want to get out there on the grill and you want some earth and you want a little spice and you want some sweet, that's what you go with. And then obviously, I always finish it off with the first love, which is the salt and pepper, which is a great balance of anything. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to make these little travelers. And so if you're
Let's
going over
check this
someone's
out here. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're gonna make some little travelers as I show them a little something. Go ahead.
a lot of people had these in their carts. Wow.
What's that right now? You can see.
Yeah, that everything is live.
Oh, that's super cool. So you guys can see it right here. I followed the link. Make sure you guys check this out to see this. And Steve was explaining this. So he said if you got to start with something, you got to start with the pops with the original, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so we got the Pop Secret Complete Seasoning Kit, $29.99. We got the Lemon Pepper Herb, $8.99. We got the Pops Original. That's the one you got to start with. That's the one I got right here. That's also $8.99. Got the Barbecue Rub. We got the Pop Starter Kit Bundle. And we got the First Love. That's for moms right there. That's for his umami. That's for his mom, represent his mother and what she does and all the love he has for her. So you guys, let me zoom this in a little bit for y'all so the people can see what's happening here. So again, one more time, walk up through it. So we got the complete kit. If somebody's looking for this complete kit, what all are they getting in the complete kit?
So literally, you're getting a full size serving of each one. You're getting a 4 ounce of the Himalayan sea salt. You're getting also a 3 ounce of the barbecue rub. You're getting a 3 ounce of the original, and you're getting a 3 ounce of also the lemon pepper.
All right. How far does 3 ounces take you? Like sometimes I buy cologne and I'm trying to get the low budget one. And so it'd be like 2 squirts. I'd be like, I'm going out tonight though. Squirt. And it's like going. Are they going to be able to have a couple meals? What's kind of, how does this go? And is this just to kind of get people started? Is this something that's going to get them through several meals, or it just kind of depends?
So definitely. So we, when you talk ounces, we're not talking volume. We're talking weight. So a lot of times people get confused that there's a huge difference between weight and by volume. All right.
Okay.
The weight. So for instance, a gallon of water weighs 7.7 pounds. And that's just that. So you like, oh wow, like you wouldn't think that 1 gallon of water weighs that much.
A gallon of water weighs 7 pounds?
Yes, it weighs over 7 pounds.
Wow.
All right. And that's what I mean. That's the difference right there.
Right.
All right. 1 second. I gotta fix my dimmer.
All right. I think he just said he has to fix his dinner. I don't know what he said, but you know what, you guys, make sure you guys check this out. Make sure you guys go to this store right after the show. Now, don't everybody jump off right now while we're live. We want you guys to stay here with us and come back. Don't go too far. And now we also have, let me click a little closer on the lemon pepper here for everybody. Pop's Lemon Pepper Herb. Steve, you talked about this earlier. This is another nice one. So you said this wouldn't be, if you could only get one, you wouldn't start with this. But what are some dishes that this would be great on?
So obviously, if you're vegetables, I introduced this to vegetables with the kids because it adds some character, adds some some citrus, it adds some salts, and it adds some aromatics, and definitely slight earth tones when it comes to some of the other herbs that are in it. But it's definitely one of those things that brings character to a dish because of some of those citrus and earth notes that it's going to bring to the table.
Love it. Bring a little earth to your dish with your herbs, with your spices. Again, don't forget the original, everybody. Make sure you guys, if you start with one, this is the one you guys want to start with. Pop Secret by Steve Baity. Again, this is a decent size little deal here. It's bigger than those little, some of those other ones you get at the store. Let me just say that. I didn't want to call out any names, any seasons, but it's bigger than those. Okay, it's definitely bigger than most of those. And he's looking at some other size options in the future, and it's definitely affordable at only $8.99. You probably should order one for you and somebody else, so they can try it out and you can show some love. And then the rubs are only $6.99. I mean, it's a great price right here. Now, there's somebody out there who's not that familiar with the rub. You know what I mean? They don't know exactly how to give a rub, how to do a good rub. I'm not a rub kind of guy. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to rub the seasonings on the food. How do you do that? What's up with the rub? What do you got to know to make that happen?
So you need a few applications when it comes to rub. And actually, me and you should probably do a whole, maybe another spinoff on this.
Hey,
but,
let me know.
So, for instance, we'll start with chicken breast because that's probably something that's widely acceptable.
Rubbing chicken breast. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So because it is an extremely lean meat, meat is naturally porous. Okay, which means it accepts things in. Okay, but it also has a sticky, tacky texture. That's why they say if you drop something on the floor, throw that away because it literally will. It's going to grab onto whatever dirt it is.
Right.
But because it's so lean, I always say rub it down with a little bit of grapeseed oil and then apply it to a wet paste. I always tell people, just don't go on dry like that because you have the chance of making it bitter and burning whatever it is. So a little bit of fat being introduced, i.e. grapeseed oil, and seasoning, or you could do like something like mustard, or you could do like a light dressing and then put the seasoning on.
Got it. All right, guys, we got a little bit more we want to show you guys, and we're going to finish our conversation here with Steve Baity in just a second. Let's jump to one more commercial. Let's check out these great sponsors here, and then we're going to come right back with Steve Baity. We're going to talk a little bit more about these seasonings, these spices, these things you need to know, and tell you guys how you can get your hands on some. Stay tuned. Come right back. Don't go anywhere. Check out these commercials.
Brianna Lehman, realtor at Keller Williams Legacy Group, treats all of her clients as if they're her only one. She works diligently to ensure that every real estate transaction is stress-free and pleasant. She builds lasting relationships with her clients because her job does not end when the deal does. Contact Brianna today to discuss your buying or selling options at 330-265-9079.
In Epitomize University, you will learn the perfect strategy for success based on spiritual principles. Spiritual psychologist Dr. Anthony Roedman will be your instructor in a live virtual classroom. For just $100 a month, you can join Epitomize University and learn the perfect process to creating generational wealth.
Are you having a hard time finding the time to clean your car? Or how about the furniture that hasn't been cleaned since you bought it? Pristine Steam Wash of Canton, Ohio offers mobile steam cleaning services such as auto detailing, furniture and upholstery, area rugs, restaurant kitchens, and general steam cleaning services. For more information and to schedule your appointment, go to www.pristinesteamwash.com or call or text 330-704-6867. Pristine Steam Wash. They don't just clean, they clean with benefits.
The sun is out and it's the perfect time to start preparing your lawn. Spending time outside with family is a must this year, so that means more upkeep for your yard. Let L&G's Landscaping take care of or renovate your lawn. While they specialize in larger lawn care, you can see a full description of services by visiting their Facebook page at L&G's Landscaping, or message them to book an appointment or to get a free estimate. Don't wait. Book with L&G's Landscaping today.
All right, and we're back. We're still here checking out the spices and the rubs here with Chef Steve Baity. I want us to go here, but we're going to wrap this thing up in just a few minutes. We thank you guys for your patience. Thank you guys for your participation. We're now looking right here at Pop Starter Kit Bundle. Steve, if somebody wants to get this starter kit bundle, how is this going to help them liven up their life?
I think this is, it gives them options at the end of the day, so food isn't boring. I think one of the reasons why people don't cook at home and they like to go out is that because they want options, they get bored.
Yeah.
All right. And so this is one of those things that gives you ability that you can intertwine, you can mix a little bit in the other, and that you can just keep the flavor grenades being thrown. All right.
Right.
And so if you want to blow the meal up with some flavor grenades, this is where you start. All right. And this is going to just be a good baseline for your pantry just to add something to your life.
I love it. The flavor grenades. Check them out. They're blowing up right there. Make sure you guys get your hands on these. I really am, Steve didn't ask. I asked Steve to come on the show. Steve didn't say, come on, let me come on here so we can sell some product and all that. What I said to Steve is I really do hope that people who haven't purchased yet will purchase now. Those who have purchased will repurchase. I hope that people don't just support this as a one-time thing. Oh, yeah, the guy seemed nice. I'll go check his stuff out. If you like it and you love it, go get it. Go buy it. Go support it. It's easy to go to the store and just buy the same old seasoning and spices. You don't know those people. You don't know where that money's going. You don't know what's going on. And there's somebody who you now know and see and can follow and connect with and message and, get to know who you could support while he supports you in dropping those flavor grenades, right? Dropping those bombs on all that great food. So we're super excited about it. We want you guys to make sure you guys check out the website. It was in the comments earlier here on Facebook. I'll put it here at the bottom of the screen so you guys can see it there.